All right, welcome, pal 3. Let's see what they like about you and don't like about you and what they wish they could change. This is love. Could be somebody in your mind. Could be somebody in love with you. All right, happy Indigenous Day. Thank you, all my old supporters and my new subscribers. I appreciate you. Let's get this done. Try to give you long readings for the little holiday. Okay? All right, so what do they like about people who chose pal 3? Help me get out of self. Help me get out of ego. Help me provide love, encouragement, support. You could get a little selfish sometimes. They don't like that. I think you do it to preserve your yourself. Victim. You could play the victim, and I think they don't like that. You could play the victim because you probably was victimized. You know, sexually abused, verbally, physically, mentally. You know, maybe your family members, your friends took advantage of you or something like that. You definitely was a victim. And you could be guarded and your heart could be closed. You know, a lot of you guys could be psychics and seers and have a keen intuition or religious. It could be prayer warriors, you know. Some of you could be money hungry or you could like bling. You know, you could be very methodical. Green came out first. And you can be drawn to 2 pals, 3 pals. Only take about 10%. But, you know, I don't think they like that you play the victim. And some of them likes that you don't play the victim and you are a victim. But my strongest energy is what I said. So you only go with who this man or woman that you know I'm talking to or you have on your mind. Some of them the way like that you don't allow somebody to victimize you because you see he's looking at the dragon and he's little and he's like, okay, so just because you big, you're not going to bully me. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to make me a victim. I'm going to fight back. So they could like that energy of fight back. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get what's mine. I'm supposed to be here to see me. And then as far as money, you're gonna get yours right now. Whether you're working in a factory or a mill, or you know you're a celebrity, or you got an entrepreneur, you got a degree, or you know you got a certification like that, you're gonna get yours. I see green, and they like that too, right? So let me see. What does this person like or don't like about you, and what do they want to change? Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Wisdom. You got a lot of green here. You could like the finer things in life. They like that. You could be breaking cycles of generational poverty, conscious mentality. You could like to decorate. They like that. And you're very wise. You have so much wisdom. I mean, it's just a ocean. Right? Like you never stop learning, continuous education. Some of you have degrees, textbook smart. Some of you have textbook smart, common sense, no degrees, just a wealth, encyclopedia Brown. Some of you could be black looking in it. It don't matter. Somebody's last name could be Brown. But they like the way that you have a wealth of wisdom and they can come to you, right? Somebody could do pick a pal, or maybe you're talking to somebody out in the community or you're on the phone or something like that. You give great advice. You have a lot of wisdom, right? You match, if they're a very wise man or woman who's in love with you or you're asking about or something like that, they are very wise too. So I'm feeling that. My right foot is burning. That's not a good sign. But they like that you're very wise. Someone might not like that you are as smart as you are, and you could pull that back. I know I do. And you have to dumb yourself down. My son hates that. Out of anything, don't do that. Don't do that. And I met him in the gym last year, and he's like, you do that, don't you? I could tell you do that. Don't do that. And I do it because I don't want people to think I know it all. But you might hear somebody, you know, speak on a podium on the stage, or they make a video, and I go, I've said that. You know, I made that connection. There's nothing new under the sun, and people have said it thousands of years before me, but I like to be recognized too. And so they could recognize that you have a lot of wisdom, and some of them could feel a little competitive, a little inferior, and they might not like that. And then some of them do like that, right? So, because remember, I'm looking at both, right? That you're very wise. You're very well. This is a wisdom pal, and you got wisdom through whether it was supernaturally revealed to you or whether you learned it on your life journey, right? And so you're very wise. Green. You could have a sense of love, brotherhood. You could be very caring type people. You could have your third eye open. Green. You could be a very nature, down to earth, organic type men and women, right? It has nothing to do with makeup. It's just, or anything. You're just a very warm, nature, down to earth, organic, authentic type person. They like that. Anything else? What do they like or don't like about people who chose top 3? What do they like? We're ready to go to this next game, honey, Friday. You got a lot of green. Perception. People perceive you one way, and that's what they don't like. Because remember, we're talking about my life is burning, what they like and love about you. And so people perceive you one way, and that's what they don't like, because you're so much more. So say somebody go, oh, I'm looking at him or her, they look like they are making it up, start shit, or they're not really caring, or is it called a resting bitch face, 18 plus dormitory language, or they're mean, or they're not caring, or they could be apathetic, or they're outspoken. You could be verbally aggressive, or you could be very outspoken and bold, and people see you that way. Their perception, or they seem cold or rigid, or maybe they're mean. They look like they don't like everybody, and they don't like the way people see you because she got a fairy tale thing on. So you could be very kind. You could be good as gold, and people read you so wrong. And so the men and women that fall in love with you, what they don't like, because what they don't like about you, or what they do like, is they don't like the way people perceive you because you're so good. You're good as gold. I don't care if you make mistakes. Everybody make mistakes, bad choices, and hurts and pain in life. But your character, your nature, your aura is so much more, and people miss that because they perceive you to be a certain way. Right? So if you're in a room full of everybody's quiet, nobody speak up, and then Terry comes in a room, right? And they're talking political or science or their way across the country, and they looking at me like, oh, she just thinks she cute. She ain't really got no mind. And I'm sitting there regurgitating the same thing you saying, and I'm taking it up a level. Then they might be like, oh, I've seen her a different way. Well, you don't know me, right? Or, if I'm coming into a bar, a club, a cigar lounge, and they're thinking I'm a certain way, is she gonna be stuck up? And I'm speaking to everybody, and I'm having fun, and I'm there to have fun, and you the one acting stuck up, or you the one talking and judging and gossiping, and I don't even carry a bone. Then perception. And so this is what they don't like. And I think that a lot of people for Power 3, how I do my readings is not an exact science, that they do a lot of projection in this pile. And I think that the men and women fall in love with you. They see that. So you thinking I'm the gossip, or, I'm the stalker. You the stalker. I don't even call them. I don't even text them. You get what I'm saying? You the stalker. You know what I mean? You the one needy. You the one thirsty. You get what I'm saying? And so it's like that. You know what I mean? Or you think I'm the gossip. You the one talking. You the one gossiping. Or somebody's, projecting that you're mean and venomous. You the one mean. You the one venomous. I'm the one nice. I'm the one kind. I'm the one at the convalescent home. I'm the one walking the lady across the street. I'm the one giving up my money and my time and being kind to all people. I don't know why I have to say that, because I feel like you're very passionate and people have a perception of you. And I feel like the people and men and women fall in love with you. They don't like that, right? The perception that you get, right? Look at an example. Their perception. They don't like the way people perceive you, right? And a lot of people think that you guys are low functioning, or you're not smart, and you're highly intelligent. You see that wisdom card, and that's what that they don't like, right? So what does this man or woman love or like about you, or wish they could change, and wish they could change people's perception of you? You can't change it. You gotta let them think. You don't have to prove shit. Results speak for themselves, and the truth will defend itself. That's my motto. Keep it moving. What do they like or don't like or about you? Kindness. Did I say? Very kind. They love that you're very, so people miss that these days. The Bible, 2,500, 2,300 times talks about love. The 7 fruits talks about being kind. People aren't kind. I remember, and it was a woman in a band, and she used to speak to me, and now all of a sudden she don't speak to me. I'm like, what the hell I do to her? Always behind some man, honey. Always behind some man. What did I do to her? But I'm still kind. I still videotape her if I'm allowed. I still speak. Not to her, because she don't want me to speak to her. I don't speak. But I still go into an environment. I'm still nice. And I feel like I have to say that because I hope I'm freeing somebody. Because I like to keep it real, right? I am no joke. Trust me, I am no joke. And I feel like people read me wrong, and maybe they read you wrong, and you could be the kindest person. And I think the people who fall in love with you, they see that, but they have to see that individually. They can't see that in a clique mentality. They can't see that in a group mentality. You hear me, Power 3? I feel like I'm freeing some man or woman where you feel like people see me in their perception a certain way, but I'm really nice and kind and sweet. But when they get into a big group of people, then they start believing this fantasy or this illusion or this perception of you. And the men and women who fall in love with you, they're going, this is not who he or she is. right? And you can see that with celebrities, or, I say celebrities because people think that they know them. And then you be like, I don't know this person at all. Why is this person talking like that? I expected this person to be, wild or something like that. I didn't know this person has so much wisdom. It's because that's their perception. And then say you fall in love with that person, and behind closed doors, you go, this is the nicest, warmest man or woman, and you're very kind. And this is what they like about you. Now, it's funny, out of all the pals, you have men and women who love you and like you, and what they don't like is how people view you. Remember, the spiritual world can't be quantified, right? It can't be put in a box. So even though I'm trying to figure out what this man or woman don't like about you, so far it's not what they don't like about you, it's the way people perception of you is what they don't like, right? If that makes sense. Okay. Kindness. You are humanitarian. Like I said, you could walk people across the street. You could give food. You could give alms. You're made of love, and you are able to share the energy with others. You could be very kind. Because remember I told you, when I walk in a room, actually, when I go traveling out the country, or if I go to a state, there's 3 millennials, which is my babies, adult babies. They always say, like, even if I'm with someone, right, but I'm always with them, they go, you have to have mommy on the inside walking, and you have to tell her not to speak to everybody, because I speak to people, and a lot of times people don't speak back, and I do personalize it, and they go, did nobody tell you to say that? Nobody tell you to speak? You get what I'm saying? Because I'm real sensitive, and then you get some people to do speak, and then you get some people who roll their eyes and stuff, and then they know me behind closed doors that I'm very sensitive and I'm very kind. I want everybody to be happy, but that's not how the world is. And so this man or woman, when they get to know you, they see this side of you that people don't see, and their perception of you is so wrong. Give me a like if I'm hitting it. The perception of you as men and women is so wrong that this is what they don't like, right? Because you're very kind. Okay, now I could be wrong. You gonna let me know? You're not gonna let me know that. Woo, let's go. I'm gonna pluck these eyelashes off and run to the stone. What do they like and don't like about you? What do they like and don't like about you? These are all. What do they like about you? Tolerant. All 3 of them got tolerance. You're very tolerant. One got tolerant somewhere and some weren't. But you're very tolerant. LGBT, political views, let people live and let live, their own belief system. And I think that's because you've been through a lot. You probably made a lot of bad choices. A lot of bad things might have happened to you. Could have been a victim. You could have victimized somebody. A lot of people could have, hurt you, talked about you. You could have done the same. Like, this is always my power. It could go either way. You have to get in where you fit in. So if I'm saying, like, you gossip, and I'm looking at, and I chose 3. I know I'm not a gossipy type person. I'm not a busybody. I'm not even gonna pay attention to that because I'm not talking to you. So at the end of the day, you only take what you're drawn to and what resonates. If you knew that you were that kind of person, that you hurt people, you broke people's hearts, then I'm talking to you. But don't take the whole reading, because the whole reading is not yours, it's collective. But a lot of you guys are very tolerant of others, and they love that about you. Like, maybe you're willing to try other people's food and customs and traditions, or you give people respect, or even if you don't do any of that, you believe that people are allowed to be heard, they're allowed to live their life a certain way. So at the end of the day, this man or woman who's in love with you, or you have them on, or you're on their mind, they think you're very kind, they think you're very tolerant, and they think people's perception of you is all off kilter, honey. Anything else? I like this person. It's nice because that means they see you. Can't see for shit. Orange might be important to you. Look for the color orange. Prioritize. You understand paramount the importance of manifesting love in all situations. You could be great manifestors. You could have your priorities in order. And you understand manifestation. So I want a job. I want to make my relationship work. I want to take care of my kids. You prioritize things, but you do it out of love, right? It's not out of venom. It's not out of competition. You're not trying to hurt anybody. I got to get these things done. I'm moving in this direction. They like that. They like the way you prioritize. Some of you could be workaholics, right? Very creative type, artist type, something like that. But they like the way your priorities is in order, right? You ever see somebody say, your priorities is all effed up. You know what I'm saying? You're out of order where they feel like you prioritize. I can't say it. And you're not out of order. They told me that you want more, right? And I could be wrong. What the hell? Unity. You could believe in community, communal, and unity, right? Because I always say, people always talking about unity, collective unity, but you have selective unity. Selective unity is not unification. That's a house divided. Selective unity is like, well, we like Terry and everything, but she does tarot card reading, so she can't be with us. Well, the Bible says love everybody. You get what I'm saying? If you're a Christian, well, no, we have selective unity. You can't be here because you're not in sorority or fraternity, and that's why I never pledge, because I'm not an exclusion person. I'm an inclusion person, even though it's a brilliant, beautiful thing to do, but I'm more of a free spirit because I like unity, right? It's not no white and black and Asian and Mexican and brown. It's good people versus bad people. You get what I'm saying? And I want to unify, everybody. And I would hope that the bad people would convert so they could be, better, productive people in our environment. And I'm not perfect. I have so many imperfections and flaws, but I'm just talking, right, for conversation. So they like the way you're into unity, right? And if you get resistance from unity, like family and friends, and you're trying to put people together and they don't want to be together, they still see the effort that you would like for everybody to be unified. You understand that the love shared with another is amplified and has a ripple effect across the universe. So if you're connecting and you're being kind, and you're being loving, and you're trying to unify people, then maybe somebody else will get, it'll be contagious and it'll have a ripple effect around the world. So basically what they like is that you're a change agent. You come into the room and you change the whole atmosphere. And I say that all the time. Wherever I go, I don't care what mood if people are in, that I'm going to change the atmosphere. I don't even have to say anything. It's just my energy that I bring. Now, if you're resistant to that, that's on you. You full of hell and all that shit. And you want to be mad and jealous and envious and gossip. That's on you. But I'm saying if you can attach to that type of energy, you're going to have a better outcome. You're going to uplift. It's going to be a ripple effect, and you're going to change that environment. And they like that about you, right? Oh, y'all, I like y'all. They told me look on the bottom. Let's look on the bottom. Joy. Didn't I say when you come in the room? You're very joyful. You're very victorious. You're very optimistic, enthusiastic, a breath of fresh air, a glass of fresh water, the sunshine. You got joy. And plus, can't nobody take your joy. And I think people try to steal your joy. People have tried to steal your joy. And the men and women that fall in love with you, they realize that at the end of the day, a weeble wobble, but it won't fall down. You might, how you say you might bend, but you might not break. Yeah, you might knock me down, but I'm going to get back up. So they like that you have this joy, this inner strength. They like that, right? You are delight in the love of life. You could bring a lot of life, and you bring a spirit of fun, it says, to all that you do. Look at that. You bring a spirit of fun to all that you do. And that's what I was just saying. If I come in a room and just because you don't want to attach to the good energy, that's on you. I'm going to have me a good time, right? I'm going to have me a good time. I don't know why for some reason I want to show you those. Yeah. So they like that. They like that you're joy. And you could be tolerant of others. Somebody could be in a part of LGBTQ. All right. Let's pick. These are my kindergarten cards. Got them from the dollar store. Put some words on them. What does this person like and don't like about you? 3 is totally different. It's nothing that so far, it's nothing that they don't like about you. They don't like the way people perceive you. And I could be wrong. You could be drawing a pile 1 and pile 2. Only take what resonates and say this shit don't belong to me. I'm going to take about 10% and say this shit don't belong to me. I'm always drawn to 2 piles, and anybody's pick a pile. I got to always pick 2 because I'm a complex person. You could be complex too. You could be hard to read. You might come with a manual because anything you say in a reading normally has something to do with it. So they might not like that you have so many tentacles and you're hard to read. And you could be very complex. They might not like that, or they might like it because it's like a spice, it's a variety. It keeps them on their toes. You're like a challenge. So it depends on the person that you're asking about. Some might like it, and some might think you're never boring. Is what I'm hearing. You're always interesting. You're always reinventing yourself. You're always in a transformation period. You get what I'm saying? So some might like that because I said in the reading. What do they like or dislike about you? Help me get out of self. Help me get out of ego. Oh God, teamwork. You work together as a team. What's this? New skill. Oh, you could be a workaholic or not a workaholic, and then you're a team player. 3 of Pentacles talks about a genius card. A lot of you guys are not only I forgot, kind and all that. You could be a genius. You could be is it a savant? You could be a genius. You could be very, very smart. You know how to, matter of fact, 3 of coins. And then I got, teamwork over here. You know how to, cooperate. That's not over here. Cooperate, collaborate, communicate your needs, your feelings, work together, build. So they like that. So you're like a good power. You're like a power couple. You're like somebody that they want to be with. Why do I keep saying there's love there? I haven't even picked the love card. So they like that. Like a man or woman get with you. You're very inspiring, encouraging, supportive. You really know how to pour into some person and pull your share in a relationship, because we're talking about love. And new skill. I feel like a lot of people like to come to you. Like you could be a tarot card reader, be very good, or a psychic or a seer, or a king intuition, or you could be good at a craft, or you could be a comedian or celebrity. You could be, computer engineering, tech. Carpenter. You can work at a store or McDonald's, like that. Like people come to you because you give good customer service. You're very, you're thorough at what you do. You're the top of your game, and then plus you don't mind learning a new skill. You tell me, I got this degree and a certification, or I did this, or I'm a screenwriter, or I wrote a book, or I dance, I sing, I swim, I have hobbies, I have activities. I worked in a mill, but I could also work in a boardroom. I work in corporate. You get what I'm saying? Or I lived in a hotel before. You know what I'm saying? But I also worked at the hotel. Like shit like that. Like you have there's so much. This is the Eight of Pentacles. There's so much to you in regards to working and your performance, and then how people appreciate you and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if people appreciate you because I'm doing a reading. Some of y'all got overlooked on a promotion in the job, and you have some drama on the job, but that's another reading. But at the end of the day, the person likes the way that you have a skill set, and if people don't recognize it, they do. Right? Okay. I don't know why I had to say that. They do. Oh, TD Jakes. They said in my reading in 2, I called his wife's name. Now I'm calling his name right now. So I don't know why. This one. What do they like about you? Bartering. That means trading. 2 of Pentacles. You could be multitask. You could have a couple jobs. Trade off, credit cards, sell goods. Yeah, you could be very smart at making money, hustling. 2 of Coins talks about juggling. And maybe they don't like, some of y'all could be, players, and you could have a couple, love interests, because we're talking about love. But this is the power of money and finances definitely come hand in hand. And they like that. They like the way you understand it's not all about being in love all day. We got to work. You got the 8 of Pentacles. That's the workaholic card. We got to work. We got to survive. We got to work together as a team. Even if you stay home, people going, stay home. That's still, you can clean up, you take care of the kids, or you're just home. Maybe you work at home, whatever, or you get some kind of supplemental income. They know that, or bartering, maybe you know how to hustle and make some money and survive. And they like that. Bartering is like when you trade something, right? Yeah. And then you could trade, you could know your roles in a relationship, and they like that. Well, he does this and she does this, but I do this and I do that, because we also had the 3 of We have the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles, it talks about collaborating and cooperating and communicating and working together to build something successful. So say I'm in love with a man and he's, a businessman and he has a little bit of money. Now, what can I do? Well, I can come in and work the room because I have good communication skills. You know what I mean? And as in Rome does, as the Romans do. Now, what you need to do, you need me to be always closing? Sure. I've done it for my son. I've done it for my daughter. For her business, you want me to call, get you some clients, or what you need me to do. You get what I'm saying? So we're gonna trade. So that's what they could like. This is an example. So that's what they could, and then I do business plans, which y'all don't know. You know what I mean? It brings me some extra income because my kids aren't rich. They're self-sufficient. And, you know what I'm saying? So you're like, well, Terry don't make a lot of money because she's not out there working, but she might could get $500, $1,500, and pick that up, doing that. You get what I'm saying? Somebody give her a client. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, they like that. They like that you can figure out, how to hustle. Yeah, this is the hustling pal. Yeah. What is this K? Some of y'all the king of what? King, passion. You're very passionate. This is the whoremonger card. Now, it says, but I got on here leader, business owner, commands, boss, and who leads. Okay, so on this card, you could be very passionate leaders and very ambitious. You could be owners, entrepreneur. You could demand and command respect. And you get shit done. You could be a boss man or a boss woman. Definitely leader traits, qualities. You set goals, accomplish. They like that, right? You got a lot of, and then King of Wands is handsome, right? Sex appeal, and you look good doing it. You look good. You got this sex appeal 3. They love that shit about, like, you could go to work and probably upset the environment. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So they love that about you. Yeah. Some of you guys are overweight, maybe gluttony, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think they like it. I think they want you to be more healthy. You get what I'm saying? So don't take offense. Some of you wear your hair, hats nice. You have a lot of hat collections. They like that. Some of you wear glasses. They like your glasses. Some of you got, what is it, a beard or a mustache. Some of you got natural beauty because you can pinch your cheeks because it look like they pinch your cheeks. They like that. Or the way you wear your makeup, they like that. There's a lot of stuff they like because this is the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is handsome. So they want me to pay attention to that. Now, some of you are plus size and they love the thickness. And if you're not thick in the hourglass shape, they just love your body. Something about your body turns this man or woman on. It's not maybe conventional, but it's just something. Like my cousin, she had like is it called a football shape? And she would pull men because they said that she had that childbearing body. And I'm like, they be fine. She ended up having 9 kids too. So I guess they could smell it and they could see that, you know, she was ripe for the picking. Ripe for the picking. So yeah, so they like that about you, right? Yeah. And some of y'all could have childbearing looks. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what they, cause I said that in the reading. So they could like that. And you could be a good mother. All right. And if you're a bad mother or father, they don't like that. I don't know why I got to say that. I feel like that was extremely isolated. They feel like you could be a lot more contentment to your son or your daughters, right? And if you are a good parent, they like that, right? Because remember, we're looking at what they like and what they don't like. And I'm ready to get done so I can hit the couch. I'll go to the store first. I love being home. All right. What do they like or don't like about you, or they feel like they want you to change some stuff? For people who chose Power 3. 6 of Swords. Is this a long distance? Some of y'all met somebody long distance or you live long distance. They want to close that gap. They don't like that. Or maybe they want you to move in with them or get closer to them because they can't see what you're doing. Transitional travel. Maybe they want you to travel with them. They like that you like to travel and they want you to leave the past behind. That's what they don't like. 6 of Swords talks about confusion, but it also talks about moving toward calmer waters. They could like the way you get out of stuff because she has a Uzi, and those are whatever. Zombies in the water trying to pull it down. They could like the way you hold your own as men and women. When there's chaos, there's drama, there's conflict, you move away from it because you could like serenity, you could like peace. Even if you're in the midst of it, even if you get in it, or people put you in it unconsciously, you don't even know you in some shit. You just remove yourself away from that. They like the way you put fear in other people. I'm sorry. They do. They like that. They like the way remember you command, you have a commanding presence. So when you speak, or you're just your presence, you might not say nothing. They like that. They like the way you make people push back because you got your Uzi, which is symbolic is, you know, your sword, your tongue, or, you know, your body language, or you have a great cutoff game. I will move. I will keep it going. I will go where it's peace, because this talks about going somewhere peace, and they like that. Let me see. Now, what they don't like is that some of you don't know how to leave the past behind. They need you to leave the past behind. And some of them like the way you move away from this. Sister Swords talks about leaving the past behind. So you have to figure out who you are. So if I chose this, because I can't do my own reading, I know I left the past behind. But now some of y'all be like, I'm still in the past. I'm still at mom and dad's. My family still going through the same shit. Still with the same man, same woman. Still in toxic relationships. Or I'm still none of that. Holding on to the hurt, the pain. I haven't released it. You get what I'm saying? And they don't like that. And it causes you some grief, some chaos, some discomfort, or you might operate out of that and they don't like that. Some of y'all is just cute and got some cute kids. And they like that. I know it sounds corny. Youthful. Some of y'all look great for your age. They like that. They really like that. Hands that bite you, feed you. Okay, they don't like the way people have took advantage of you. You could have helped a lot of people. They bit the hand that feed them. And can't be confined and get what's done. They love that they can't be confined. Like, don't do for yourself. They love the way you do for yourself. There's a little baby. Remember the little Jack Jack? My daughter, I love that cartoon. My daughter said she knew Jack Jack was going to have powers, and he did. People look at you as innocent or, you know, baby-like or immature, or they overlooked you or they rejected you. This is for some people. Or they sleep on you. Remember I told you I go into an environment and they go, oh, she just probably thinks she's cute. She ain't got no brain. Or I come in, you know. You get what I'm saying? Or they just have me all pegged. Remember perception. But you see how he's cute, but he's either biting somebody's leg or he's protecting himself. And they like that you can do for yourself and that you have this innocent. Oh, you want to sleep on me, but you really have all the power. Remember, Jack had all the power. Jack, the baby on The Incredibles, on the right to that, have all the power. They like that bait and switch that people think they're doing to you, and then you go, oh, you're gonna bait and switch on me. Well, I saved the best for that. You know what it reminds me of? Just real quick. You ever seen Roots? And then the men were coming to get the slaves out the garage, and then they had somebody. And then the white people had somebody. So then they was like, oh, okay, they got us. And then the slaves had like the third thing, people. So it's like that. So they thought that they really outsmarted them, but they didn't. And that's what they like, that you're very strategic, you're very smart, you're very methodical, you're highly intelligent, you're a genius. They love that about you. And plus you have this look. And plus you know how to move away from the past and let shit go and walk away from that. Any more? You're doing pretty good? Give me one more of these. What do they like or don't like about you? Go ahead, pile 3. What do they like or don't like about you? I don't know why I got to show y'all the cards. And I always show the cards anyway. I'm just trying to hurry up second. What do they like or don't like about you, pile 3? What do they like or don't like about you? People shouldn't sleep on you. I would not F with y'all. They read y'all totally wrong. And the people that fall in love with you, they find that out real quick. Yeah, y'all can do for yourself. You can hold your own. King of Wands. You got King of Wands twice. You're very attractive. You're definitely obviously attractive men and women. Very optimism, self-reliant, independable, entrepreneur. You figure shit out. You could be a popular loner. You're very practical with your advice. But the King of Wands came upside down. Now don't get mad. You could be very domineering and very controlling. You could be a tyrant. Okay, I'm always drawing this too, right? You can be a tyrant. You can come through and be very domineering and very controlling, right? And that's what they don't like. No comment. You can be very controlling, and domineering, and tyrant if you want. Listen, if they had an island and everybody picked pile 3, and we said, well, you get to be the king today. You're going to take over. You're going to start being, I'm going to be nice, implement some rules. The next thing you know, you're going to become a tyrant. So you got that energy, and they don't like that, right? All right. And I could be wrong. Only you know yourself. When you're taking certain shit don't belong to me. It fits me because I could be really nice and sweet. And everybody on my island, I go, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. First you start with you can't keep this shit clean. I've been here. Oh, this is our room. No. See how easy it is? You ever see those movies where they do those experiments, the prison experiments, and the guards become, prisoners become the guards, and how it's easy that you get that taste of authority, little control, right? But remember we're talking about relationships, and maybe they feel like in a relationship you could become domineering or very controlling, tyrant if you want to. Maybe if somebody hurt you, I don't want to make excuses because I'm doing a reading, but yeah. So then they don't like that side. What do they like or don't like about you? They love you. One had this too. They love that they can trust you, that you're loyal, that you're the marriage type, that you're the committed type, that they can feel safe and safe with you, right? This is universal love. This is love. So you know how to love. You know about love. Now, who you give your love to, that's not the kind of reading. But one thing they know, if Terry say that she loves me, then I know that she loves me. She's going to be committed to me. She's going to, remember, this team player, she's going to work. When you get invested in somebody and you say that you love somebody, they do not have second doubts. And I remember when my husband didn't want to divorce me, and I wanted to divorce, and he said he didn't divorce me until like 23 years later. But at the end of the day, he always tells everybody I didn't want to marry anybody else, and he said that I knew that I was loved. And then I was with somebody for 10 years, and he goes, I never, because they both had mommy issues, something about their mamas. But to make a long story short, you know, of course I know, but they was like, I felt loved. If I never felt loved, Terry gave me love. So you could have that kind of energy. Now, I don't know what's going on with y'all now. This is a reading. Don't take what resonates. But as men and women, you know how to love, and this is what they love about you. You show them what real love is. And then you probably know how to cry. And you know how to be emotional, because this is the cups. This could be Cancer, water, what is it, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or you could be one, or they could be one. That's an M for marriage, or somebody's name could start with an M or a W. Somebody's name could start with an A, a C, a E, a C, a U, P, S, or yours. Yeah. And you know how to cry. You know how to release. And they like that, right? You can show that vulnerable side. They like that. What do they like or love about you? God, I'm hot. Ooh. A lot of you guys are tarot card readers, psychics, and seers, the high priestess, mysterious. Yeah, they like that. They like that shit, right? But you're also very well balanced. So that means you can balance your masculine energy and feminine energy. So you can be compassionate, nurturing, kind, loving, but at the same time, you can be leaders, confident, controlled, goal setters, anything for masculine energy, right? You could have a dual personality, a duality, like a polarity, masculine and feminine, type polarity. You could be very well balanced. You could be spiritual, but then at the same time, you can be down to earth, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not all spiritual all day. I'm down to earth too. So, this is a high priestess. And then the high priestess says, she channels the, Empress. You know how I be channeling for people following me on Twitter. So when you channel, it's like a medium for the spiritual world, and you say what they want you to say. So she channels the Empress, so the Empress tells her what to say. And so the Empress says it comes from within, meaning that the character, kindness and love and being compassionate and being nice, right? The character. And the Empress is a stickler for character. She's very abundant, and a lot of you could have children, or children love you, and pets, and she's very kind and caring. And somebody could be pregnant right now too, but you could birth ideas. They love that. But the high priestess goes, I might channel her, but I'm my own woman, and what I'm telling you is to put yourself first. That's her whole essence, right? And you could be that type of person, like, I'm gonna preserve me. I'm gonna take care of me first. You get what I'm saying? Yes, all those characteristics is good, but I'm also mysterious, and I'm also spiritual, but I'm also down to earth, because you see, that's Boaz and Jacine. I can't say it. So she's very balanced, and they love the balance. They love the duality, right? 1 minute you could be nice, but hey, don't sleep on me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm liable to cuss you out too. Don't disrespect me. You know what I mean? I ain't spiritual all day. So they like that energy that you give. They like that you could be kind and nice, but you still ain't gonna run over me. Remember, we had that little baby in that chair where people think they can run over you, they can talk about you, they can say whatever they want, and you're like, well, we're gonna nip this shit in the butt, because I don't know who you think you talking to. Who the fuck you think you're talking to? You get what I'm saying? 18 plus don't material language, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, if my song is I ain't never scared, right? You know what I mean? I don't run in a posse. I don't have a group. I don't even speak those type of words. I'm a grown woman, right? I don't even want my kids to have that. Who does that? By high school, I'm solo. You know what I'm saying? I'm solo. I lead, right? I'm a leader, right? Some people do, right? Some people never grow up. That's something that they do in high school. They need a clique. I don't need that. And that person likes that. Put yourself first, right? Right? I hope I'm not hurting anybody's feelings. I'm just saying, because some people do run in a posse and a clique mentality. I can't do that. And you could be like that, right? This is a high priest. And then you're mysterious, right? You keep them guessing. Every time they think that they got you, you switch up. And they love that mysterious, the mysticism, being mysterious, right? You have a sense of variety, right? Okay, anything else? What do they like or don't like about you? A lot of you guys are psychics and seers. You have that spiritual gift. They like that. Well, you changed a lot. Judgmental. People who have judged you really, really harshly. You could judge yourself. You could be your worst enemy. You could have a sense of self-doubt and they don't like that, or a sense of self-worth. Maybe your self-esteem was hit because people judged you and they perceived you wrong. That's the first thing I got. But they want you to know you got your wings now, right? You're not this person in the past. That's why they want you to come out the past, and they don't like that, because you could revert and still think about things in the past that hurt you, and you operate out of that, and they don't like that. Some of you could be judgmental. Some of you could have judged them harshly in a relationship, and they don't like that. I have to be honest, right? So this could go either way. I don't know the kind of person you are. So if you're a person, you get in a relationship and you're judging a man or woman harshly in a love relationship, they don't like that. And that could come from, this talks about the past, things that happened in your past, and you project that on them. They don't like that. Or if people judge you harshly and they talked about you and they made you feel bad, and you were in broken relationships and you experienced all that, you could operate out of that, and you don't think that you have residue, and you do, and they don't like that, right? Now, y'all could have some mental issues in regards to, you won some battles, you could be very cerebral, and you lost some. So you could do a lot of shit over in your mind. So you could think a lot. So I don't know if they like it or if they don't like it, but they need your mind to be a little bit more settled, because you could wonder, right? It said you daydream, I don't remember. So this talks about your mental. So some things you won, some things you lost. You know, you experienced a lot of pain, hurt, but then you were also victorious, and you still have your joy. And so maybe some of you might need some therapy. Maybe go back to therapy. Maybe process stuff a little bit more realistic. Maybe move away from the past. Oh shit, I can't do my own reading. Move away from the past. You get what I'm saying? And they don't like that. They want you to focus more on reflect on the good. How far you came, being grateful. Because pain does hurt. Pain does hurt. Pain will, I don't care what nobody goes through. We all know what pain feels like. Whatever. Right? Whether it's physical or mental or spiritual pain, whatever. We all go through pain. I think that's a universal thing. That's what I think, right? Unless you have that disease, that chronic disease where you can't feel no pain or whatever. But that's painful just to be able to think that you can't feel pain, right? But I think this person wants you to be a little bit more balanced because you could revert back to the past, right? I can't sugarcoat it. Because I don't know who the men or women who love you. And then when you get with them and you go, well, I don't want to go in there because people talk about me and they really don't like me. He or she doesn't want you to revert back to how other people made you feel. They want you to step up into this man or woman that you know you are, the leaders, and stop reverting into the past and projecting into environments that you get in. Or you could be around people who don't. They don't, but those are their issues, right? You don't have to mull over. You don't have to figure it out. Those are their issues, right? And then they like the way you can plant a seed and reinvent yourself. And you cultivate that soul and you plant a seed, whether it's in finance, taking a step with them, learning something about relationships, communication styles. This is the pinnacle. They love the way you know how to move forward and start over. Right? A lot of people don't know how to start over. They give up on love or they give up on relationships or bettering themselves. They love that. And this finance and romance with this power. So they love that about you. I'm going to give you one more card. They love that about you. What else do they love? That you could take a pinnacle. Maybe you could take $1 and take 50 cents and make it. You got this 3 times. Dang. You got King of Wands twice. And some of you guys were whoremongers. Maybe it's hard to sit still, hard for y'all to settle down, but you got it 3 times. You could be very ambitious type men and women. You're very stable. You take charge. You can figure this shit out. You're very ambitious. But the most important thing, because you got this 3 times, is that, and look at that, some of y'all do work, spell work, shit like that. What they like is that you're attractive as hell. You got the King of Wands is the prettiest, the handsomest card, and you got it 3 times. So you must be got a sex appeal that's off the chain as men and women. They think you're fine. They think you're fine. I don't care if it's your hands. My mother used to say she don't care how old a woman or a man get. There's something sexy about them, whether they're young, old. So there's something about you that the men and women who are you asking about that's in love with you, they think that you're fine. You're fine to them. There's something about you that they like, right? All right. So you got a sex appeal and you're very ambitious, right? Yeah. You're leaders. This is a leader, right? This is like, oh, you want me to come and handle it? I'll handle it. You're like that, right? Later, get off my channel.